Welcome to Sterling High School at a TV studio. I'm joined by Mr. Sheehan. Today is April 9th, 2020, and we are in week 4 of remote learning. Mr. Sheehan, how you doing, sir?
All right, 4 weeks in, we're hanging tough. The Sheehan household and extended family, everybody's doing well and figuring out how to manage the day-to-day. In the Claiborne household, a little younger than the Sheehans. How you guys make it out?
Yeah, a little younger, a little bit more creativity in entertaining them, but we are certainly making it through for sure.
All right, that's
thank you
important.
for asking. Yeah. So why don't you give us the update from the governor? What's the latest status of what we can expect as far as school and how long we're in this?
All right, so in my role as superintendent, I receive numerous correspondence from the county, from the state, and if you guys have seen on the news, the governor speaks every day, and usually there's a follow-up after his meeting that evening and then the next day with some continuations of his executive order. So I believe it was Monday or Tuesday of this week, the governor spoke and he extended the state of emergency for 30 days, which would put us out through May 7th. And again, these changes come every day. So that's the current thing is through May 7th. I'm sure between now and May 7th, we'll see how things progress, develop, and they'll continue to make updates from there. In addition, you'll notice that I think they're asking people to wear their mask, and Mr. Claiborne and I have masks on here. I want to thank the Whalens and Shay and Reagan Sheehan for making the mask, and you can go online, find out how to make a suitable mask. You want to make sure that you clean those when you're done or put those through the wash. So that's out in public when you're going shopping, you're going to the pharmacy. And also they closed down community parks, state parks. You'll notice we have some restrictions here at school. So there's a reason for that. Those sacrifices, the gatherings, that could really, I guess, not benefit people. They think that being out and being healthy and walking around and all that's good, which it is. But when you're in small gatherings, they want to discourage the small gatherings for another couple of weeks here just to see if that can have a positive impact for your health and the health of others around you. So they're doing things for the betterment of New Jersey and the health and welfare of the people of New Jersey. So at Sterling High School, we're always going to consider that, and we have to abide by those restrictions, however we may feel individually about them. They're for everybody's well-being.
Yeah, and we're seeing students or other adults that may be coming up to the school, and it's so hard to resist connecting with somebody and maintaining that 6 feet. So I think that helps you reiterate what the governor wants, locking some of those things down. And we just want to move into this stay at home, stay safe thing and really take advantage of spring break and disconnecting from here. So on Monday, we sent out an email that went home to the parents that kind of highlighted and gave a new direction in our phase 2 of learning. Anything from there that you want to comment on?
Yeah, and we could probably both share on some of this. So, again, we're not perfect at this. We were kind of thrown into it like everyone else. Developed a plan early on for 2 weeks for our staff and for our students. And as remote learning progressed, we had to make some adjustments. And through teacher feedback, parent feedback, student feedback, and our own observations, we're going to take a different tack here as we finish the 3rd marking period and start the 4th marking period. So over the Easter break, this is going to give the staff a chance to kind of apply some new ideas and procedures, and the students should feel this when they return from the Easter break. Maybe not so hard curriculum focused as it is participation focused. We still think there's an important thing with having a routine, doing some work that's going to be daily on the subject matter, and also if a teacher's comfortable with technology and Skype, just set up a kind of a schedule so that we're not pulling students in too many different directions, 2 or 3 teachers Skyping at one time. It's going to give the teachers a little bit of a routine and a schedule so that the students can have a positive experience with that teacher if that's the direction they want to go. So there were 2 important things. Anything from?
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations on the end of quarter 3. I mean, we started in school and then we had to finish this quarter. Some quarter courses ended, and congratulations to you students who finished up those quarters strong, to the teachers who were creative, to the patience and leniency that was offered to get students connected that may have been having tech issues or just been off their game, because this is an emotional time. So congratulations being done there, and we're moved into quarter 4. We've heard positive feedback from some teachers of students already engaged in their quarter 4 classes. Maybe they have some new ones. So again, we're into that phase 2 of the remote learning is what we're calling it.
Right, and I think that a few things will stay consistent. There's daily work to be done, and whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, that daily participation is important. The second thing is communication. You really need to communicate with your teacher on a daily basis, just even to say hello. Hey, thanks a lot. It was a great assignment today. Or hey, I had a problem today. I'm having tech issues. Things aren't working. That communication is really important. And we noticed when that third marking period ended, people may have saw their grades were affected who weren't engaging, and I think that was a good wake-up call, and we'll work with you on that. So, and then student responsibility. I mean, we think that daily connectivity and daily communication is a big part of their responsibility. So, we want to reiterate that, and then it's just a shared responsibility between the teacher, the students, and the parents. And I think that together, where everything's going to be together, we can get through this. Well, we can add that to the educational component as well.
Good. So there's that level of academic responsibility that all students will have to take. But thankfully, we're approaching a break.
Right.
Before we talk more about that break, some highlights on the food and IT support that we've had right now.
Yeah, so we're offering food pickups every Tuesday. It's 5 days worth of food, non-perishables. And the first week we had 30 people picked up packages. Week 2 was 60. This past week we had over 90 packages were picked up. In addition to what Sterling had to offer, we'd like to give a shout out to Buck's Natural Cookies. They donated a couple cases of natural cookies. And also our own food pantry put some additional canned goods and non-perishables out. So people were really allowed to take home things that they really need during this time. So we appreciate those efforts. And one thing, I'm wearing my ROTC shirt here. We miss our ROTC cadets, Senior Chief and Commander. They do so much around our building and our community. On a routine basis, we see them, especially Wednesdays. Well, I'm wearing the shirt today because Commander Humphreys made me aware that starting on the 21st, that's the Tuesday after we return, members of the ROTC, Commander's going to, he's going to oversee it. They're going to have a food bank every Tuesday from 9 to 10. Anybody wishing to donate food to our food bank can do that. And then when students come up to pick up their meals from 10 to 12, along with our food, they can supplement whatever they're taking home through the donations of our food bank. So I appreciate Commander for doing that. I'm sure every week we'll see how that develops, and we'll keep promoting that as much as we can in order to, again, let's get through this together. Let's help each other out. And the tech, how about if you talk about the tech?
Yeah, so the tech has gone well. You're doing a great job of utilizing that email for the tech support. So that's IT department at sterling.nj.k12.nj.us. That's going very well. They are taking appointments after they've determined that they cannot fix that issue remotely, but that's going well, so continue to do that. I want to take a moment to remind you to restart your computer. If you're a person that just likes to close that tablet screen and then reopen it, you have to take some time to shut it down completely, do a restart, help that thing do its natural updates. That's going to be helpful, especially as you go into this break and you disconnect a little bit. But that's the IT. So I'd like to talk about athletics a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we are taking this time to honor and recognize our seniors. So if you've been watching from our Twitter, we're checking out and acknowledging our senior athletes, specifically in the spring sports. I want to thank the coaches for gathering that information, and it's just a special time to recognize them in the hopes that, once again, we're going to be back on the field. And actually, I leave here and I go right into a virtual meeting with the Colonial Conference athletic directors. And again, we are preparing for any scenario, whether that's going to be a modified season or even a one-day season, whatever it might be. We're going to be ready so that students, seniors can represent their schools, wear their colors, compete.
That's great. And can't say how important it's been, Mrs. Johnson and Believe in You, putting out those themes. And I guess on the students' part, stay with us here. Send in your pictures. We're motivated by seeing your activities, to seeing how goofy you guys can be, how much fun you guys can have. We can't let Mrs. Johnson be the only one doing karaoke Fridays. I don't know if my ears can take it. We want to see some student contributions there. So, and by the way, we've received some emails, and teachers have shared emails from me. The feedback that you guys give your teachers and the care that you have about your teachers is really, it goes a long way. So continue that. They need support too. So well done, keep it up, and let's do that some more.
All right, so again, this is April 9th. We're going to move into spring break, which is the natural spring break that was in our calendar. We want to encourage you to take that spring break, so then school and class will resume on the 20th. So we've communicated to all teachers and students in the community that we are in need of a break. And I'll tell you, Mr. Sheehan, I need a break. It's mentally, it's a lot, just like you and the teachers are at home doing your work. I try to make a personal commitment to disconnect, when I get home from work. That there's a time I got to put the phone down in a separate space where we might be eating or doing whatever we're doing as a family. It's so difficult in this where's that divide? Where is, I got my laptop to do some work, and then, I go help them do some work, and then it's back. It's hard to establish those boundaries, and so the spring break is needed, and I encourage everybody to take advantage of that.
All right, so give me, since we have a moment here, what is a break like what are things that the Claibornes are doing to get away from this tablet and
Yeah, great. So
routine?
Mrs. Claiborne and I, we've been actually working on our mass. So we're Star Wars fans, so you see our Star Wars mass. We've been doing that, and that's in the evening. But as a family, we've been taking hikes, in the woods, right in town. We were doing some little woodworking. Just got out some wood and started nailing it together with the little guys. My guys are all under 8, and also fires. We love having a backyard fire and just cooking some hot dogs, some marshmallows, and that's a nice little break for us.
Good. Well, that's people that have to be creative on your family time and what you do. So again, thank the Whalens and the younger Sheehan kids for putting together some masks. And this is something that we want to see everybody kind of practice here as per the governor. So any last messages before I go?
Yeah, so the last thing is I want you to know that we miss you, but for this break, we're going to disconnect. So take a time to digitally disconnect, to make sure that you put your tablet to the side. Try to take a day specifically to disconnect from your phone and from media if you can, but to stay safe. And our last message is, in our household, we're trying to make this epic. As this is very tough for so many people, we're going to take full advantage of being together as a family. And so we're going to make this an epic time that our kids are going to remember. And I hope that you and your households can contribute to doing the same thing.
All right, and great, well said. And my message is, again, you're going to hear it. We're in it together. We're so thankful for the efforts from everybody, from our IT, food distribution, from our cafeteria, our Channel 19 guys, Mrs. Johnson with Believe in You. Our maintenance staff has been phenomenal. Our office personnel that's coming in to help keep this building running has been great. But I can't say enough about the teachers and the students and everything that you've done, and that means a whole lot to us. And I can't reiterate enough, the healthy habits, the social distancing, these are very important. And that information, as more and more people in our community get affected by it, we can only hope for a positive outcome. And, we've had a teacher who had a positive diagnosis. I know Mr. K interviewed him. We had that on Channel 9 or on YouTube. I mean, what a great story of recovery and perseverance. And we hope to have, a few more of those. So it's impacting everyone. You got to stay positive and you got to do your part. So, at Sterling High School, we ask you, be well, be safe, and stay Sterling strong. We're going to do our part here as we sign off.
Go Knights.
Good night.